Welcome to the National Finals Rodeo.
I'm going to keep calling Logan because he's going to win this round. Oh, what a score we're going to see. Boy, nice. Pretty ride. Set these feet. 8. Either could be another leader in this round.
Here's Skeeter Thurston on Soul Zone Angel.
Won the round last time. Might have a chance to win the round again.
For Canadians kids to be bronc riders, like you got to want to do it. And you got to put out an effort, because I remember taking the kids into town to practice in the wintertime, and it would be 30 below zero, and you'd go out there and back up to the chute, and the snow would be crunching, and you would throw 3 or 4 practice horses on the trailer, and you'd drive 35 miles into town, and it also separated the ones that wanted to do it from the ones that
exactly
didn't want to
sure
do it.
Yeah.
I remember around 2000, I think was it 16, when we were all at Thorsby getting on.
Minus 20 at her
first time colts, and they can't shut the door at the Thorsby Arena, so it's like minus 30 in there too. I remember we're all bundled up trying to watch the bronc riding at the NFR.
As your rider won 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah. And then go jump on a colt, and then we come back, see how the bronc riding ended up.
Buckle, and Zeke said no. I'm afraid not. There's 5 more rounds.
No, it is. There's a lot of kids out there that wanted to do it. Like when I was going, we'd go back, you'd go get on colts that have never seen a human before, and you'd get on 6 of them at night just so you could get on one old hopper and try. You could go out there and get throttled on 6 so you could try to spur 2 or 3 jumps just to get throttled on the old hopper too,
Yeah, that's another nice thing about Canada too, is there's so many good practice pens that are safe and got good pickup men and good horses to go to.
I think the thing that is a little different and why it's been so good in Canada and why everything has progressed the way it is not even just that the kids get to watch and the kids see how good it is and the horses are so good. Ever since I was young, all the bronc riders love it so much, they always give back. There's bronc riding schools, like you guys have done them. Skeeter's done 100 of them.
Kids will show up to our schools a lot of the times, and their stirrups are this, they're way too long, their saddle doesn't fit them. There's a lot of stuff that you can get a kid headed right in the right direction. And it's awesome. I really enjoy putting on school.
Like I try to treat every kid as if he's got what it takes to be a world champion. I only have him for 3 days.
You go to a lot of schools and you'll meet a lot of kids that, plain and simply aren't going to. But you go and you had a great 3 days with them that they're never going to forget. They'll see you in the NFR, and maybe they'll never be here again, but they come shake your hand, and that's, they come watch, and that's something that they'll never forget in their whole lifetime.
You're Superman to them,
We were all at that point in one point of our career, getting bucked off, and
there's several times where you're like, is this going to work out? Because I didn't think it was.
Bronc riding is the premier event in Canada, I think, because of the Born to Buck program and what Winston created out there at the Stampede Ranches. And you go help them dummy buck or whatever, and you'll see, these little colts you get bucked and this and that, and this little D5, so you don't know what it is, and they dummy buck it here, and then 2 years later, Ben Anderson gets a 90 on it in the Calgary Stampede Rodeo. It's like, that's pretty cool.
It's kind of special because that there's something that's going to get bucked that day. That's going to go to the NFR. Could be the next.
Could be getting on the next Wild Cherry or
You have no idea what you're about to get on, and there's probably 4 or 5 that they buck every year that's going to end up at the NFR.
Like them horses, the care that they get is unbelievable, and they get the whole 9 yards because they're making athletes, and you got to take care of them like they're athletes. So they're on the best feed programs and feed regimens that they could possibly get. But that's why when they show up and they're 4 years old, they can jump 6 feet in the air and do backflips. You have a TV pen at the Canadian finals where an 88 gets last hole.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have the whole country of Canada behind you, and you know, they love bronc riding to begin with, but the wave that we've got going now, they like everything you see on social media is like, go Team Canada bronc ride, like our bronc riders, our bronc riders.
So yeah, me and Denny and I both made it here. Actually, in our rookie years in 1989, we made it here as rookies to the NFR, and it was cool. So and a bit unexpected. We both I had a big win at Houston. He had a big win at Calgary, and that kind of helped us both get to the NFR, and so blowing into the NFR in your rookie year and with your brother was fantastic. But no, getting to watch these two guys make the finals this year together was that's better. that's having them in the daycare here when they were kids, right? To all of a sudden, and they come riding, it's like, holy cow! It's hard to explain how proud you can be. Or
I think watching makes you more nervous than actually competing once you've been there. You know. I
think watching and how good it's gotten to, and the level that these guys have brought it up to is so amazing that it's just never gets old. It's basically the difference from I would say in anybody's in any other sport. Like, this is the show, this is the NHL, this is the NFL. You've made it once you walk into the Thomas and Mack, and it's such a magical place. It's so many awesome rides and things have happened in this place. So
I think my favorite NFR bronc ride would be Billy Etbauer on Cool Alley. I think it's arguably one of the best rides ever, and he's done it twice. The 2 arena records. That was a rankist. Yeah. He made Cool Alley stop in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think growing up, you know, wanting to be a bronc rider and stuff, like any kid who's ever wanted to be a bronc rider's watched that video 1,500 times and got goosebumps.
Well, I remember being at Guy Shapka's house, and they're both cheering Billy on because they rodeoed with Billy, and here's Billy out there, 44 years old, daggering off on this 2,000-pound buck in Jose, and I was just like, holy smokes, that's cool. And then he did it again.
Yeah, watching Zeke win his first world title, that to me was unbelievable. Like it's why sports is supposed to be. It come down to the last day, and there was so many different dimensions that could happen, and things like Zeke said had to fall into place. I said, you just need to go out and make a good ride and let the chips fall where they will. And I said, you'll do good. And sure enough, like I say, the stars aligned, and the rest is history.
You're gonna leave your legacy in the sport, but like, I don't think it necessarily means you got to be the guy that had 6 world titles, like a Casey Tibbs or down, like Roddy, one of the best guys to ever play the game and never won a world title. You know, that doesn't, like, he's still one of the best bronc riders ever. That doesn't define whether he's a good or bad bronc rider. You know, 20 some trips to the NFR. You know, that's incredible. You can't get too high.
That's the coolest thing about bronc riding is even the 100th place guy could jump in the truck with these guys, and he'd shake your hand, let's go, we're going to the rodeo. Yeah. All right, good luck, buddy.
Or a kid that's just starting, like we all very humble.
It's not so much like their bronc riding is gonna leave a legacy, but like Roddy was saying earlier, there's nothing that makes me anyway feel better than when you have somebody, whether it doesn't matter, somebody out of the blue come up and say that's a fine young man you raised there.
That's honestly, the bronc riding as a whole is going to leave a huge, as you say, legacy with itself. And I get told more times about how good these boys are, not even just as bronc riders, but that is, and you guys too.
You keep yourself held together and you know, try to be a class act, because you got people looking up to you, you know, and you just roll on with it, and just, you know, at the end of the day, you just want people to say you're a good person.
Yeah. We're pretty blessed to be able to, you know, do what we love year round, travel around to places that, you know, we'd never ever go you know, with your best friends, and to be able to make a good living at it, it's really the best lifestyle there is.
And I think the coolest thing about having, like I say, 6 bronc riders from Canada, and there's a lot more coming. And with these guys, like me and Skeeter probably won't even have to put on schools because these guys love it so much. They're going to be doing it, and it's the sport is in very good hands.
It goes round and round and round and round again. Yeah, life goes on.